God doesn't exist. Human being is the measure of all things.
Like, what are these things? Are they good or bad? And I think some of them are bad.
This is an image of the devil and hell that is meant to terrify. This devil is a monster.
The Codex Gigas, known ominously as the Devil's Bible, is an enormous manuscript that defies logic and has been banned, hidden, and surrounded by an aura of mystery for centuries. According to legend, a monk once struck a desperate pact with the devil to finish writing this colossal volume in a single night. The result is a book that curiously intertwines sacred scriptures with forbidden occult knowledge, raising unsettling questions. Does it contain secrets too dangerous for the public? The story begins in a secluded Bohemian monastery, where a condemned monk, guilty of an unknown but severe sin, possibly heresy or rebellion, faced a grim punishment, being walled up alive. In a desperate plea for mercy, he promised to create a single book that compiled all human knowledge, from philosophical and scientific teachings to religious texts and supernatural accounts. Overwhelmed by the enormity of the task and with time running out, the monk is said to have turned to the devil for help, offering his soul in exchange. Legend claims that the devil accepted, completing the manuscript in one night, and leaving behind his portrait etched within its pages. The monk, plagued by eerie visions and ghostly whispers, ultimately descended into madness, uttering chilling final words. The devil watches over the Codex, and it watches him in return. Scholars have long been puzzled by the manuscript's features, standing 3 feet tall, weighing over 165 pounds, and composed of more than 600 pages, all written in a disturbingly consistent hand. Unlike other medieval texts that show human errors and fatigue, the Codex Gigas seems to have been penned in a single, unwavering style, suggesting possible supernatural influence. Analysis of the ink revealed rare metals like mercury, often associated with alchemical rituals, leading some to believe that the very ink might have been crafted to bind dark energy within the manuscript. Among its most haunting features is a full-page portrait of the devil, depicted with wide, menacing eyes and a grotesque form that seems almost alive, starkly framed by vast white space that draws the viewer's gaze. Some believe the image is more than a symbol, it's an incantation or a gateway, perhaps meant to trap the devil within the book or allow his influence to extend into our world. The content itself merges Holy Scripture with detailed rituals, exorcisms, demonology, and even black magic, forming the basis of later grimoires. One particularly disturbing section, Vinum Diaboli or the Wine of the Devil, describes a potion used to contact demonic spirits. Whether the monk was seeking to understand dark forces or to command them remains unclear, but the duality of light and darkness in the text challenges the boundaries between faith and heresy. Perhaps most mysterious of all are the lost pages. Deliberately torn out, they are believed to have contained catastrophic spells and dangerous prophecies. Faint impressions and partial symbols found in their place hint at the destructive knowledge once recorded there, feared even by the monks themselves. These omissions suggest the Codex might hold secrets capable of altering reality or unleashing uncontrollable evil. Was this massive manuscript a weapon against darkness, or its vessel? The Codex Gigas, steeped in dark mystery, continues to evoke unsettling theories and legends. Some researchers now speculate that this colossal manuscript may contain a forbidden spell capable of summoning an ancient force more terrifying than Satan himself. The missing pages, some believe, were never truly destroyed but hidden away in secret vaults or buried within other ancient texts, lying in wait for a bold, or perhaps reckless, individual willing to perform the sinister ritual they describe. The mere possibility that these pages survive casts an ominous shadow, as if the ultimate evil within the Codex is merely slumbering, waiting to be awakened. This leads many to believe the book itself is cursed. Tales across centuries link the Codex to tragic events, like a 15th century fire that nearly destroyed its monastery, mysteriously sparing the book, as if an unseen force preserved it for its own agenda. Keepers of the manuscript have faced sudden deaths, madness, and overwhelming obsession. Modern researchers report chills, night terrors, and an eerie presence that clings to them long after their studies end. The Codex is said to draw readers into an abyss of madness, leading some to believe it exerts a malevolent pull. Despite its grim reputation, scholars have unearthed what they interpret as encoded prophecies within the text. Intertwining scripture with occult ceremonies, these passages eerily mirror historical disasters like the Black Death. Written in metaphors and cryptic symbols, they hint at future calamities. One of the most haunting reads, "The shadows will rise, and the lost will return," is viewed by some as a prophetic warning of an apocalyptic uprising of evil. According to legend, the Codex was composed in a secret monastic crypt known only to a select few who had taken an oath of silence. It is there that the final components of a blasphemous ritual called the Devil's Key are rumored to reside. This ceremony, if completed, could open a portal to another dimension, a realm of pure chaos and despair. The ritual reportedly requires perfect astronomical alignment, rare outlawed ingredients, and precise incantations, all detailed in the Codex. Monks who allegedly attempted it vanished without a trace, their chanting said to still echo in the abandoned halls. Some even claimed the ritual's catalyst, a devil-touched relic, remains entombed beneath the monastery. If this is true, unlocking the Codex's secrets could grant someone the power to summon ancient demons or wield darkness on an unprecedented scale. Just before his demise, the monk who created the Codex is said to have scribbled one last cryptic message in the margin of an obscure chapter. "The shadows watch. The text is ravenous." This haunting note has long puzzled scholars. Some interpret it as a dire warning, a sign that the Codex possesses a will of its own, destined to one day unleash its dark potential. Others believe it was the ravings of a broken mind. Still, it reinforces the idea that the manuscript is more than parchment, it's a living force. This is supported by the Codex's eerie symbolic designs scattered throughout, at first glance ornamental, but under close analysis, they form a network of sacred geometry. Interconnected circles, hidden triangles, and sigils reflect arcane patterns from mystical rites long condemned by the Church. These patterns suggest deliberate encoding of esoteric knowledge, a layering of forbidden truths beneath the text's surface. With its monstrous scope, chilling origins, and cryptic prophecy, the Codex Gigas remains a terrifying relic, one that might not just recount history, but shape our future. Is it merely a historical artifact, or is it a dormant power waiting for the right moment, or the right reader, to awaken its secrets? The Codex Gigas is filled with intricate patterns and symbolic arrangements that have puzzled scholars for centuries. Research shows many of these symbols bear a striking resemblance to those found in early Kabbalistic writings, suggesting that the monk who created the manuscript may have delved into esoteric traditions beyond the confines of Christianity. During a time when exploring pagan, or heretical, ideas was strictly forbidden, this blending of mystical traditions was unprecedented. Some theories propose that the monk aimed to unify various streams of power and spirituality into a single, defiant work, a manuscript that transcended categorization. The Codex's symbolic complexity suggests a hidden purpose. It may have been designed as a portal to all knowledge, fusing light and darkness into one all-encompassing reality. Was this fusion of forbidden symbols an attempt to unlock universal truths? One of the most striking elements of the Codex Gigas is its illuminations. Far from mere decoration, these illustrations include bizarre plants, unnatural creatures, and warped figures reminiscent of Renaissance alchemical art. Among these is a disturbing image of a contorted tree with roots that intertwine with cryptic symbols and eerie characters, resembling veins. Some interpret it as a metaphor for the tree of life, while others see it as a gateway to the underworld, a conduit for evil spirits. Urban legends claim that touching this page induces hallucinations and nightmares, with some researchers reporting horrific visions after extended exposure. One modern-day scholar allegedly studied the page so obsessively that he suffered a mental collapse, abandoning his research after leaving behind notes, filled with disturbing fragments. This image, like others in the Codex, feels more like a visual spell than art, pulling viewers into a supernatural vortex of dread, reinforcing the manuscript's reputation as a vessel for dark forces. Are these images merely symbolic, or are they enchantments designed to trap the observer in the book's haunted world? Adding to the enigma is the manuscript's apparent synchronicity with cosmic cycles. Astrologers and mystics have identified alignments between the Codex and celestial events, such as lunar phases, planetary conjunctions, and eclipses, claiming they correspond with global disasters like wars and plagues. Some scholars even argue that a cryptic passage in the text refers to a great conjunction, yet to come, with the chilling phrase, "The shadows of old will reclaim their place." This has fueled fears that such a cosmic alignment could open a portal to another dimension, unleashing ancient forces upon the world. Could the Codex be silently counting down to a catastrophic convergence of time and space? Despite countless efforts to destroy or suppress it, the Codex Gigas has survived through centuries of chaos, fires, floods, and wars. During the 30 Years' War, Swedish soldiers reportedly attempted to steal it from a ruined monastery, only to find it strangely hot to the touch and unnaturally heavy. They abandoned the effort, fearing it was cursed or protected by dark forces. That the book remained untouched amid widespread devastation only deepened locals' belief in its supernatural resilience. Many now believe the Codex is more than a book, it is a living artifact, its preservation driven by the same dark pact that gave it life. This indestructibility may not be accidental but rather a sign that the manuscript is actively defending itself, determined to preserve its ominous legacy. One of the most disturbing rumors surrounding the Codex is its connection to the cult of the Black Flame, a secret society said to revere the manuscript as sacred. This cult allegedly believes the Codex holds forbidden truths about human origins and enlightenment through dark knowledge. Members are rumored to gather in hidden European locations to perform ancient rituals derived from the Codex, invoking supernatural entities. Strange symbols, painted on trees and carved into ruins, are believed to mark their ritual sites. Eyewitnesses have reported seeing shadowy figures disappearing into the woods under moonlight, fueling further speculation. While no official proof of the cult exists, these persistent stories lend weight to the belief that a secret organization is safeguarding the Codex's malevolent power. Is this cult truly seeking forbidden enlightenment, or are they merely puppets in a darker, more sinister agenda? The Codex Gigas continues to provoke awe and fear, an unholy book with a heartbeat of its own, hiding secrets that may one day rewrite the fate of humanity. The Hungering Book. As if the book were alive and yearning to be studied and understood, modern scholars who have devoted themselves to researching the Codex Gigas sometimes report a disquieting effect. This feeling can take many forms, from a compulsive need to read every word to an obsessive fixation that researchers can't resist. While sleeping, some people have reported seeing the Codex's pages and hearing voices urging them to return to the book to learn more about its secrets. These voices, often compared to dark secrets or whispered incantations, entice readers to uncover information best left buried. For some, the Codex Gigas is more than just a historical artifact. It may be a living, breathing entity that draws strength from the thoughts and emotions of those who study it. Reports of faint whispers echoing phrases like, "Seek the truth within," or "Complete the ritual," have been shared by individuals who have spent time alone in the archives. As the reader delves deeper into its pages, their mental stability is progressively eroded by a fixation that tests the limits of their sanity. Many have met tragic ends trying to decipher the Codex's mysteries. Their devotion has driven them mad or caused them to give up on life altogether. This terrifying theory seems to fit with their fate. Is it possible that the Codex is more than simply cursed? Could it be an artifact that feeds on human knowledge, enthralling those same minds? Heaven and hell engage in an endless conflict. According to certain religious scholars, the Codex Gigas serves as a platform where angels and demons engage in a never-ending struggle, using parchment and ink as their weapons. In this interpretation, the Codex is seen as the devil's attempt to corrupt and poison the holy scriptures of Christianity by inserting evil knowledge and influences into them. Through the subtle manipulation of religious scripture, including forbidden rituals and demonology, the devil sows doubt, terror, and anarchy among readers. Within the Codex, a clandestine conflict rages, where every prayer and invocation of exorcisms pulls readers deeper into shadow. The implications are staggering. The Codex Gigas was not merely a desperate monk's pet project but a cosmic weapon in the eternal battle between good and evil. Every reader becomes a participant in this unseen war, where heavenly forces attempt to preserve their influence while darker powers strive to corrupt and control. This ongoing spiritual struggle highlights the manuscript's immense power and the danger it poses to those who seek its knowledge. Is the Codex Gigas the pinnacle of Satan's deceit, a clandestine conflict fought in the blood of all who dare to understand it? The Last Mysteries, the Devil's Hand. One of the most disturbing and disputed beliefs about the Codex Gigas is whether the devil literally helped create it. Historians debate if the devil was directly involved or if the monks' pact simply granted supernatural assistance. Evidence for this includes images, such as the devil's own likeness, rendered with an intricacy and lifelike quality that seems beyond the skill of a lone scribe under immense pressure. An art expert noted strange ink shading and pressure patterns inconsistent with traditional quill methods. This has led some to suggest that the devil guided the monk's hand from another realm, leaving his mark on every stroke. For believers, this influence is more than symbolic. They see it as a tangible manifestation of the devil's will. Not only does this notion deepen the wicked legacy of the Codex, but it also suggests the devil is still using the book to influence and possibly control those who dare to study it. Could the devil's hand be concealed in the Codex, with the true author lurking behind each line and stroke? The damned hallucinations. Over the centuries, many scholars who devoted themselves to studying the Codex Gigas have reported unsettling and inexplicable experiences. These include hallucinations, voices, and spectral apparitions. Readers have described feeling watched, as if invisible eyes tracked their every movement, while shadows flickered at the edges of their vision. A 17th-century scribe claimed the pages turned on their own and the devil's illustration changed subtly as he stared at it. Psychologists today attribute these phenomena to bibliomancy-induced psychosis, arguing that intense focus on the book combined with belief in its curse could trigger mental breakdowns. However, some scholars reject this psychological explanation, insisting that a more malevolent force is at work. They argue that the Codex Gigas calls out to those bold enough to engage with it, seducing them into a deeper relationship with the dark forces it embodies. These persistent reports not only fuel the legend of the Codex but also serve as a warning, discouraging the curious from exploring its secrets too deeply. Is the Codex Gigas truly beckoning readers to immerse themselves in its sinister mysteries, or are these hallucinations mere tricks of the mind? The damned language. One of the Codex's lesser discussed but most unnerving aspects is its language. While much of it is written in Latin, scholars have discovered segments composed in an unknown, nearly indecipherable dialect. These passages, found primarily in sections dealing with rituals and exorcisms, suggest that they may contain spells or essential instructions for dark rites. Linguists attempting to decode the text have encountered a complex script combining archaic Latin with elements of Hebrew and other dead languages. Some theorize that this is a language of the damned, crafted to be understood only by those with the knowledge, or the darkness, necessary to comprehend it. Others believe the monk who wrote the Codex learned this alien tongue from inhuman entities after striking his fateful bargain. The presence of this mysterious language suggests the Codex was never meant for the general public. Instead, it was intended for a chosen few capable of unlocking its forbidden secrets. This hidden language complicates the Codex further, hinting that it holds knowledge intended only for those willing to venture into the unknown.